Good morning. Welcome to morning stretch, low and slow. Low and slow means we are focused more on restoring, connecting, grounding. We do not do standing poses in this sequence. And that's just to get our bodies and minds kind of ready for a few slower, hopefully a few slower days. That's what I like to do. So we always do a day of power, a day of flow, a little bit more challenging maybe, balance, and then we do a day where we are allowing ourselves to be restored. So that's what today's about. So I'm starting in extended child's pose where the knees are released to the long edge of the mat, big toes come to meet behind, and then release the hips down. Find the alignment first. So shoulders over hips, ears over shoulders. Find length in that spine. Go ahead while we're just here, take 2 deep breaths just to kind of shake off the morning. So deep breath in through the nose. Maybe even open the mouth for the exhale. Maybe invite some movement into the neck. And then start inviting the body, stretching all the way down towards the mat. So try to release the hips towards the heels as you are stretching the arms out. So for child's pose, you can also draw the knees together. You can place a block under the hips. You can place a block under the forehead, or even drape your body over a dense pillow. Find a posture that feels good to stay for probably, 10 breaths or so. So if you need to make some adjustments, even if that means lifting the hips in more of a puppy pose, and start just centering, sinking in, letting go of the night before, letting go of the things that we need to do later today. Start softening the skin of the face, softening the jaw, softening the shoulders, releasing the stomach, softening the hips. Feel the cool air coming in through the nose. Let it feel soft on your skin. With each inhale, try to keep the jaw soft. Noticing where the body feels really good today, but also noticing if you need to maybe take your time with places of tension, maybe focus the exhale on those areas to soften and release. But always noticing the parts of the body that feel good. 5 deep inhales and exhales. In through the nose, expand the stomach, the ribs, sip into the chest, holding at the top. Long, slow exhale, draining from the chest, the ribs, draw the belly button in towards the backbone. Holding at the bottom. 4 more times. And then one last time. Inhale, expand. Let this be your longest inhale. Holding at the top without straining. And then long, slow exhale to release. Draw the belly button in towards the backbone. Holding at the bottom. And then as your body tells you it must, just come to your neutral, natural breath. Noticing the rise and fall of the body with the inhale and the exhale. And then slowly start to wiggle the fingers and toes and start to walk the hands back towards the body, drawing the knees in together. Take just a moment, maybe even turn the toes under, sinking the hips. If you have limitations in the arches, just be mindful of how much pressure you're putting on those heels. And then releasing into our tabletop. So drawing the shoulders over the wrists, draw that belly button in towards the backbone, releasing the floor away from you. Hips are stacked over the knees, and then just slowly just rocking side to side, warming up the wrists, maybe forward and back. If you like that arch stretch, you can turn the toes under here, sinking the hips. And then as exaggerated or subtle as you like, just making circles in one direction. With low and slow, we tend to be, down on the mat quite a bit. If you have limitations in your knees, maybe grab a blanket, or you can double up your mat. So just taking the mat and folding it over right underneath the knees. Switch directions. And then come back to neutral, nice and slow. And taking just a moment to finish warming up the wrists, so back of the hand on the mat. You choose the pressure, switching sides. And then taking just a moment to dial the fingertips away from each other towards the long edge of the mat. Perhaps they dial in towards the knees, maybe not. And then unwind, turning the fingertips in on themselves, so turning them towards each other. Maybe even just a slight rocking side to side here. And then on the next exhale, coming back to neutral. Take a deep breath in through the nose. On the exhale, bending the elbows, curling the spine, release the chin towards the chest, tuck the tailbone under, press the earth away from the body. Really opening up the shoulders. So I move one shoulder forward and then the other. And this just kind of melts open the shoulder blades, works out any kinks from the night before. On the next inhale, bending the elbows, scooping the spine, lifting the tailbone, eyes towards the front of the mat for cow pose. And then flow with your own breath 3 more times. So exhaling into cat, inhale for cow. As you find like little points of tension in the spine, take a moment and just work them out. So if you're feeling like that lower back needs a little love, just side to side. And after that 4th exhale, coming back to neutral, walk the hands away from the body, keeping the hips stacked, coming into puppy pose for just a moment. Releasing the tension from the arms, soften that forehead towards the floor, towards a block. And then just walking the hands just slightly back towards the body. Turn the toes under, lift the hips high, coming into downward facing dog. Pedaling the feet out. So lifting the tailbone up towards the sky, creating an A-frame with the body. Fingertips and palms are pressed into the mat. Head and neck stay nice and soft. As we pedal, feel that stretch almost from the hip all the way down towards the arch. Ears are between the arms, bending your knees so that it allows it to easily. So if I'm trying to keep my legs straight here, it's a little bit harder to draw the ears in between the arms. But if you bend the knees, it just allows a little bit more gentleness in the body while creating the shape that we're looking for in down dog. And then slowly release to the knees. Your choice for child's pose. I'm keeping my knees together and the arms extended. Forehead released towards the earth. 5 deep inhales and exhales. With the arms extended, slowly start to bring the body up off of the knees, through tabletop, into our cobra. So slight bend in the elbows, legs are extended, shoulders released, core engaged. And then exhale back towards your child's pose, arms extended. Flow with your breath on the next inhale, coming into cobra. Matching your breath. So even if it doesn't match mine, that's okay. Exhaling back. And really being mindful of the movement here. So I'm coming through tabletop, but almost taking a little bit of a cat pose and then extending into cobra, slight bend in the elbows. Exhaling into cat, taking my time. Inhaling to cobra. Exhaling for child's pose. On the next exhale, joining me back into tabletop. So shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, planting the left hand towards center, reaching the right arm up and over, looking up towards the sky. Maybe taking a bind here, so allowing the top of the hand to release to the small of the back, opening up that right shoulder. Hips are square with the front of the mat. Pressing the earth away with that left hand. Inhale, reach the arm up, and then threading the needle. So thread the right hand underneath the left arm, re-squaring the hips, and then gently releasing the side of the head to the mat or to a block. On the next exhale, unwinding, so bringing that left hand back to center. Both arms outstretched, hips are stacked over, releasing down into puppy pose. Walking the hands back towards the body, setting up in tabletop first, and then bringing the right hand to center. Slowly peel the left arm up and over, reaching the fingertips up, looking towards the sky, inviting the bind, so bringing the back of the hand towards the small of the back, softening that left shoulder away from the ear, pressing the earth away with the right hand. On the next exhale, reaching left arm up and then threading it underneath the right arm. Reaching as far as you can with the left arm, re-squaring the hips, and then reaching away with the right arm. On the next exhale, slowly drawing the right hand back towards the body, resetting up in tabletop, and then bringing the handprint, one handprint in front of where they are, turn the toes under, back to our downward facing dog. So bending the knees, drawing the ears between the arms, and pedal it out. Look between the hands, step the right foot forward, releasing the left knee down. And again, if you have limitations in the knee, double up that mat for extra padding. So heel toe walk the front foot away. Hi, Bella. She was being super chill, so I let her join us today, and now she's gonna get all up in my grill. Sit down. So leaning in far enough that you're getting a good hip flexor stretch and the quad stretch. Fingertips can be connected. Thank you, baby. Here, go lay down. Go lay down. You're good. Go lay down. And then sinking the hips back, stretching the whole back of the leg, tipping up the right toes. On the next exhale, bending into that right knee, plant the left hand, slowly release the right arm up and over, twisting. To twist deeper, invite the body. So bring the top of the hand to the small of the back, or even the fingertips towards the crease of the left leg. On the next exhale, reach that right arm up. Plant the hand on the outside of the right foot. Turn the left toes under, coming right into our pigeon pose. So you're kind of lifting this front leg and lowering it back down at an angle. So I have my right knee towards my right wrist. The more you have the front of the leg parallel with the front of the mat, the deeper the stretch. However, I always keep mine kind of at an angle. Try to keep the hips square with the front of the mat. So just starting here, take a peek, making sure that left leg is coming straight out of the left hip, and then start to decide if you want to go lower to the forearms or stretching the arms all the way out, forehead connected with the mat. So this is a deep hip stretch. It's so good at releasing toxins and tension. It also has the ability to kind of release feelings that have been held on to, emotions that have been held on to. So it's one of those when you're in a studio setting and you're surrounded by other people's energy, sometimes this is one of those poses that allows the release of emotion. So if you ever hear of somebody crying in Shavasana, I'm one of them. And it's good. It's allowing to tap into the stuff that we're reluctant to let go of. Maybe uncomfortable to cry in front of strangers in a studio, but you're among friends most likely. Slowly start to walk the hands back towards the body. Restabilize. Press the earth away. And then turn the left toes under. And slowly start to release that right leg, coming right back into your downward dog. Pedal it out. So that's a deep stretch. On the right side, just taking the time to pedal the feet, soften the hip. And then look between the hands, stepping the left foot forward, releasing the right knee down, coming into low runner's lunge. So you're framing the foot with the hands, bending into that left knee, stacking left knee over the left ankle. Feeling the stretch on the right side. Breathe. And then sinking the hips back, tipping the left toes up, squaring off the hips. Like naturally, my hips just went to the right. On the next exhale, bending into the left knee. Plant the right hand on the instep, and then slowly release the left arm up and over. Core is engaged here. And then inviting the top of the hand to the small of the back, or possibly to the crease of the right leg. Continuing to keep the shoulders released, pressing the earth away with that right hand. On the next exhale, release the left arm up and over and all the way down to the floor. Turn the right toes under, lifting the hips just high enough that you can now release that left knee towards the left wrist. And then outstretch the right leg coming out of that right hip. So stabilize first. If this feels uncomfortable, you can take your block and just place it right under the hip to give a little bit of extra stability. From here, you can invite coming down to the forearms or possibly walking the hands all the way out. Just try not to dump into this left hip. We're trying to keep the hips square with the front of the mat and this left hip lifted. Deep exhales here. So fill the body on the inhale and slowly release on the exhale. One more deep breath. On the exhale, slowly start to walk the hands back towards the body. Restabilize, engage that core, soften the shoulders away from the ears. And then slowly this time you can release to the left hip and bring that right leg around. So coming into a seated posture, knees and toes pointed up. Are you guys grossed out that my dog likes to lick my feet? It's okay. It's okay that you're grossed out. She's being pretty chill this morning, so I'm gonna let her stay. My apologies if you're grossed out. Not my intention. Okay. So toes and knees pointed up. Engage that core. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Reaching the fingertips. And then, okay, now it's too much. And then hinging at the hips. Bella, stop. Hinging at the hips. Reaching forward. So fingertips reaching away from the body. And then soften the fingertips towards the earth. Nose towards the knees. Bending the knees if that feels good to you. This is an intense stretch right here. So as you're softening the shoulders, you can even feel, the intensity of the stretch. It's okay to bend the knees. Go easy on yourself. We're low and slow today. If it feels good to have that deep stretch, go for it. So the more you flex the feet, and the more you hinge at the hips to lower, the deeper the stretch. And jaw stays soft, allowing for the flow of the breath. One more deep inhale. On the exhale, release the chin towards the chest, roll the spine all the way up. Maybe even just releasing the right ear to the right shoulder, fingertips of the left hand down towards the earth. Spider walk the fingers away from the body. Coming back to neutral, and then looking over the right shoulder. And then draw that chin towards the underarm, keeping the left fingertips connected. Returning back to neutral, switching sides, so left ear to left shoulder, right fingertips are connected with the earth, spider walk them away. Keeping length in the spine, core stays engaged. Back to neutral, looking up over the left shoulder. And then drawing the chin towards the underarm. And then slowly releasing to neutral. So drawing the right knee in towards the body. As we draw the right knee in, it's kind of easy to just round the spine and relax, but I'm going to invite you not to do that. So bringing the sit bones connected, draw that right knee in towards the chest. So maybe that means that the heel doesn't come all the way in. Just adjust. Adjust with your body. You might even want to grab a strap for this. Just hug that knee in. And then we're going into a forward fold here, and it's going to be your choice where you want to go. You can release the knee out to the side, keeping the foot planted on the inside of the leg. You could cross it over here, just hug it in. Figure 4, deepens the stretch on the hip, so the ankle is crossed over the left knee, and then you gently press this leg away as you're folding, or you can invite the half lotus. So half lotus, you're bringing the top of the foot in towards the crease of the left leg. No tension in the knee. So if you're feeling a strain in the knee, then dial it back, okay? Sitting up nice and tall, find those sit bones connected. And then inhale, exhale, hinging forward, release. You can also grab your block and just rest the foot on the block too. On the next exhale, release the chin towards the chest. Curl and roll the spine all the way up. Planting the right foot on the outside of the left leg. If that's too deep, just bring the foot on the inside of the leg. And then we're twisting. So find the sit bones first. You can wrap the left elbow around the right knee and twist there. Or to go a little bit deeper, you take the elbow to the outside of the right side. Release that right hand behind and give yourself a little spinal adjustment like I just did. I don't know if you guys can hear that. So left elbow is on the outside of the right leg. Still finding that alignment. And then this elbow creates like a leverage to give you the control to twist a little bit deeper. On the next exhale, slowly unwind, release both legs out in front. Find those sit bones again. Inhale, reach the arms up, engage the core, soften the shoulders, and then hinging forward, reaching the fingertips away from the body, and then release the fingertips all the way down towards the earth. Soften the body towards the knees. Bend the knees if that feels better to you. Release the chin to the chest, roll and curl the spine all the way back up. And begin again on the other side. Tucking that knee in, tucking the heel in, find the alignment, soften the shoulders. Slowly setting up for each stage. So from here, then you can release the leg out to the side using a block. Hard to show on the right side. I like starting on the right side because the way that I was taught, it follows when you do twists and you're doing sun salutations, you always step out back on the right, or you twist first on the right because it follows the pathway of your intestines. Little science, little yoga science for you. But that's why we do it. Anyways, it's not great for showing you on video because you can't see this side very well. So anyways, you can place it on the block, figure 4, crossing the left ankle over the right knee and then pressing the knee away, or coming into our half lotus, right knee and toes are pointed up. So whatever feels the best in your body. So then inhale, we're lengthening the arms and then hinging forward, reach, fingertips connected with the earth. With each exhale, see if you can soften and release just a little bit more. Release the chin to the chest, curl the spine all the way up. Planting the left foot on the outside of the right knee or bringing it on the inside. So finding the alignment, shoulders over hips, engage the core, and then we bring in the twist. So I'm releasing the left hand behind, and then I'm taking the right elbow on the outside of the left knee. Sometimes hard to think about the names of my body parts when I'm doing this. So right knee and right toes are pointing up, and then looking up over the left shoulder. With each inhale, we lengthen. With each exhale, we're twisting. On the next exhale, slowly start to unwind. Release both legs out. Shake it out just a minute. And then find the sit bones in alignment, reaching the arms up overhead. Exhale, hinging, reaching away from the body, and then releasing the fingertips. Notice now if you are a little bit deeper than you were before. No judgment if you're not. Just notice that now that we're well into the sequence, we've done some twists, we've done some hip openers, we've done a lot of breathing, that perhaps we're a little bit closer to the earth. On the next exhale, slowly drawing the torso up. Bring the bottoms of the feet together, but released away from the hips. Allowing the knees to release to the long edge of the mat. Finding the sit bones in alignment first, and then either just hinging forward, using the leverage of the forearms to release the knees, or placing the palms together on the inside and then sliding the arms underneath. Coming into turtle pose. Did you guys hear? I got to watch a turtle lay 7 eggs in my backyard. A little miracle. Even though I've been told it's really not a miracle, that you're just laying eggs for the birds to eat and stuff, I like to think of it like it's a miracle. Bottoms of the feet do not have to touch. They can be released if that feels better in your body. It's a little bit deeper if the bottoms of the feet are connected. And then if they're connected, notice when you press the feet together, how that intensifies and deepens the stretch. Shoulders are released here. On the next exhale, slowly release from the pose. Curl the spine all the way up. Use the strength of your hands to invite the knees together. Releasing the legs one more time, and then just scooting the hips about halfway. Give yourself some room to lower. So tucking the feet, the heels in towards the hips, and then releasing the arms. Nice long spine here. And then slowly, with intention, engage that core, or slowly lowering all the way down. The feet might even float off of the floor just a little bit. See if you can keep them connected. Nice and slow and intentional. Draw the knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a hug and a kind word. And just rocking side to side. I teach a class on my patio once a week. And, you know, in times of pandemic, it's hard. It's really hard to get all 12 hugs. It's really important to just, even if you're hugging your dog, your cat, although cats are not usually down for that, hugging yourself, it's just it allows good, is it serotonin? I'm pretty sure it's serotonin, to be released in the brain. We all need a little extra feel good. So hugging yourself counts. It's weird that we would say hug yourself 12 times a day, but it counts. Bottoms of the feet together, coming in inclined butterfly. If that's not available to you, then continue to hug the knees in, or maybe even release into a happy baby. So I'm trying to release the lower spine, connected flush with the floor. And then noticing when you press the bottoms of the feet together, how that changes the stretch. Soften those shoulders, keep the jaw soft. Then draw the knees back together, making small circles in one direction and the other. And then come to neutral. Open the arms up into a T. Plant the feet this time and cross the legs over. We're going into our spinal twist, so you know the drill. Like, you can just keep the knees tucked in towards the chest, but crossing one leg over the other deepens the stretch. So I've got my right leg crossed over the left, and then you can release the knees to the right hand side, looking out over the left. So both shoulders are connected. The left hip is lifted. And to go deeper still, you can take that hand to the top leg and just gently guide it closer towards the earth. On the next exhale, drawing the knees back to neutral, resetting the spine, the hips, setting up for the other side. So crossing left over right and then releasing the legs to the left, looking out over the right. On the next exhale, draw the knees back to neutral. Step the feet apart, maybe even closer to the long edge of the mat, and just slow windshield wiper back and forth. If you want just a little bit more core work, bring the feet back to hip width apart, release the legs up the wall with no wall there. If you're ready for Shavasana, start inviting any last movements into the body, or start extending the legs, preparing for Shavasana. If you have your legs up the wall, bring the fingertips underneath the hip and draw the belly button in towards the backbone. Soften the shoulders away from the ears, flex the feet, and then slowly lower all the way down. The longer you take, the deeper the core work. Invite the jaw to stay soft so that you can breathe. As the heels connect with the earth, release the fingertips from underneath the hips. Allow the feet to naturally open towards the long edges of the mat. Extend the arms by the side, palms facing up. Draw the chin just slightly towards the chest, opening up the very top of the spine. Feel the vibration of the body and the soles of the feet. Releasing the tops of the feet. Relaxing each toe one at a time. Release any tension from the lower legs, from the knees. Softening the upper legs. Release the tension from the hips. Soften the stomach. Releasing the upper spine, pressing the shoulder blades and the shoulders into the earth, and then soften and release. Release any tension around the heart. Soften the shoulders away from the ears, releasing any tension from the upper arms, the elbows, the lower arms. Feel the connection of the tops of the hands with the earth. Feel the vibration of the body in the palms of the hands. And release each finger one at a time. Release the tension from the neck. Soften the jaw. Release the cheeks, the ears, the nose. Soften and release the eyes and the forehead. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. On the exhale, release from the top of the head, washing over the body and through the bottoms of the feet. For just a few moments, I'll let you rest, and then you'll hear my voice again. you start to hear the sound of my voice, start bringing awareness back to your space. Noticing the stillness. Noticing the slow rise and fall with the inhales and exhales. Invite small movements into the fingers and toes. Maybe invite a stretch overhead. And then keeping your eyes closed, slowly roll into one side. Drawing the knees in towards the chest. Inviting a few more moments of stillness. Allow gratitude for the physical body, for the many, many things that it allows us to do, to observe, to play, to dance, to climb. And gratitude for the mind's ability to allow us this kind of stillness. It takes all the connections to get us still. So I invite you to draw gratitude in for it. Practicing the pause. Knowing that we don't have to be all, do all. And what a beautiful thing that is. That mind of ours allows stillness so that we can meet the chaos. Greet it, maybe. Because it's not a matter of if the chaos finds us, it's when the chaos finds it. And then on the flip side, allows us to respect when there's no chaos. Those times come too. But being able to appreciate and respect both and learning how to respond instead of constantly reacting to it. You are beautifully and perfectly made just the way that you are. I mean it. Wherever you are right now, respect the process. I invite you to show up vulnerably and authentically always. What a beautiful gift to yourself and to the people that you serve. No suffering in silence. As you feel ready, slowly come up to a seated posture to close the practice out. Suddenly the music is super loud. Finding the sit bones connected, fingertips connected with the earth. Lengthen the spine. Top of the head towards the sky, ears over shoulders, shoulders overhead. Draw that belly button in to support and stabilize. On the next inhale, open up the arms, collect this beautiful energy you help create into the palms of your hands. Exhaling all of that beauty right to the heart. Thumbs to the heart to remind us we are never alone. We are all connected by no mistakes. May you be safe. May you be well. May you be at ease. And may you know peace. Namaste, the light in me honors the light in you.